In the winter time, I occupy myself by making a plan. This was this year's plan. You know what they say about plans. This is what became of the plan. Now look at this. Isn't that glorious? Let's go see. These are Cosmos. I ordered these, except for that. That's a weed. That is a weed. Or something. I don't know. Someone knows the name of that. That is the valerian right there. I've never grown it before. I thought it was supposed to turn into kind of a yarrow-y looking thing and get tall. Ooh, look, I got Cosmos seeds to collect. This is how you collect Cosmos seeds. Just like that. I gotta go put these somewhere now. Hold on. See? Got me some Cosmos. Marshmallow, and then a canna lily, and I'm hoping to see something out of this guy right here. This guy is oh shoot, I forgot its name. Some sort of lily that my friend gave me that's supposed to get really, really big. When you turn around, you see this. Light on the subject. Sunflowers, coriander, basil, bell peppers, lima beans, lemon bee balm, marigolds, green beans, purple Russian tomatoes. Got Roma tomatoes over here, eggplant, beef steak, super steak, eggplants. These are real nice. These are black beans, Cherokee Trail of Tears black beans, what they're called, also from Baker's Creek. And let's see. Got some chamomile here. Nasturtium hiding in here. And then look at all these black beans. Aren't they beautiful? Look at them. So I'm gonna let them dry. I'm gonna harvest them as dry beans. And then look at this powdery mildew. This is awful. Oh my goodness. That's just, I hate that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to ignore it. Here is the cutest little gourds ever in the world. These are the cutest things. They're called Tennessee Dancing Gourds, and I got those from Baker's Creek too because they played a little video and it melted my heart, and I just had to have them, and now I do, and now I'm excited. And so apparently when they dry, you're supposed to be able to turn them over and spin them like a top. So I can't wait to see that happen, and really hope that that will entertain my grandkids. All right. You might be able to see some gourds up in here too. I'm going to show you something really cool. So these gourds, I mean, some of this, like, I think this vine that I'm looking at this gourd from started like way down there somewhere. I mean, it has been going like crazy everywhere. And for the longest time I could come out here and I could tie them up on the cattle panel. But eventually I had these volunteer sunflowers come up from the seeds that were left over from last year. And look what it's done. This is, see this little, this tied itself on right here. The gourds have tied themselves on all up and down these sunflowers. It's been really interesting to watch. Okay, let me get out of this jungle and I can show you some more stuff. Okay, so along the line of cattle panel, I do have several different kinds of gourds. I haven't seen any loofah gourds actually growing yet, but the plant is there, so hopefully I'll get something out of that. And then there's also bottleneck gourds, birdhouse gourds, Tennessee dancing gourds, loofah, and then I've got butternut squash over here too. Look how fun. There's nothing more glorious than a sunflower. I think this is just God's way of making us laugh. Excuse me. Look at the size of some of them, though. Look at the size of this leaf. Hold on, there's a bigger one down here. Sure. Some more gourds. Oh, and just a random butterfly weed. I didn't plant that there, so I have some, but not there. I mean, I have some there now, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so these were supposed to be bush beans, and they're clearly not. So I had to bring some yard art out, and in this case it was, you know, just some yard art and a ladder, and now the gourds are growing over onto the ladder, and the beans are growing onto the ladder, and they're all reaching out for each other. The beans are growing on the marigolds. And then all of these sunflowers are volunteer sunflowers left over from last year. All of these in the middle of the garden, which you're not going to really understand because you can't see it the way I do. Anyway, so I've got some corn, and they just started blistering, so they should be ready to harvest really soon. Look, I got a worm in there. You can tell it's a stupid coop. Yep, there he is. Hang on, I'm gonna smush this little guy. Gross. Okay, he's dead. Yuck. Ooh, bleh. If I'd been in the house, I would have called for my husband, but out here in the garden, when this comes to my flowers, I'm like, oh, hell no. Look, I think this guy may have fallen asleep. You mind if I come through? You know what, I'll just come back the other way. It's bad luck anyway, right? Okay, I'm gonna do this road too, just because this is too much fun. Right, so I collected these seeds, and look at all the bees, all the pollinators. I've got 7 American goldfinch that are flying around my yard this year. They come back every year, and I can't wait till the seed heads start producing seeds, because I love to watch them dangle from the top of the sunflower and eat the seeds. They're the cutest little birds ever. So I'm about, well, at one point in my life I was 5'7", so you can imagine how tall this is. I'm actually bending over backwards to show it to you. I mean, at least 10 feet, I don't know. I wanted to show you the red ones, but I can't find it now. Let me go to the outside and I'll show you. So here they are. Where's the red one? There's kind of a burnt orange one. I sworn there was another red one. That's pretty. guy wanted to be noticed. Sticking his head way out there. Well, I don't know that I really found a whole lot of red ones for you, but look at these yellow ones. I don't know if you can tell these are a different color. See how they're a brighter yellow? These are more the color of the goldfinch I was telling you about. They'll love those. So it is July 18th, and I planted my pumpkins early just because my grandkids were over. They wanted to plant them, so we did. And I think I counted 7 or 8. And then we've got this second round of corn because my husband was not satisfied that we had enough. And he's probably right. This was the first round over here. These rows. Down here you can see green beans. Over here is some kidney beans and pinto beans that I'm gonna let dry. And so look at what this pumpkin has done. It's grown all, I mean, I had to start directing it this way, but it just kept going this direction, which is wonderful. I need to mow out here again. Mowing has been very entertaining. We have a weed whacker that is kind of, it looks like it's on a mower. I don't know how to describe it. It's on wheels. And so I have to come into this path. I have to come all the way around. I have to come down this path, to come down this way, come through this little opening, and then I have to back up to go into there, and then come back around and back around that way and back up. And yeah, so that's been a challenge. I have some design flaws. We'll have to adjust next year's plan a little bit, make some tweaks, but by far this is the most glorious garden I've ever grown in my life. And I've been doing gardens since I was, I mean, not vegetable gardens, but I started with flowers and perennials and that sort of thing when I was about 25. And you see I've got some lemongrass in here, and it's not in the sun because these are all volunteer sunflowers. And I couldn't bear to bring them, to take them, you know, to pull them up. I just couldn't do it. So there they are, and the lemongrass is still alive, so looks like we had some crashes going on down here recently. I don't know what in the world. I think I got an animal. It's all crashing. But yeah. Can't get through there. So here we've got some more holy basil. And some more of that lemon bee balm. So it's actually been a couple of days since I was out here filming, and I've stayed really busy since then. My husband and I don't know how many green beans we got yesterday. We filled up a couple of gallon-sized freezer bags full of them, and then snapped them and froze them, and we're gonna have to give a bunch of them away to my family and friends. I wanted to show you this. These are called Job's Tears, and each one of these is a little seed that has holes in it. Hold on, let me see. Oh, there we go. So you can turn it into a bead. And I've seen where they're making rosaries out of them. They're called Job's Tears. Also a Baker's Creek purchase. I'm Baker's Creek's best advertisement, aren't I? Over here, I have, first of all, I had some parsley here, but it's, you know, it's starting to go to flower. Okay, look, this is the bane of my existence right here. This is called morning glory, and it grows all up and down my sunflowers and pulls them down, and I cannot get rid of it. Okay, these are mountain half runners, and like I told you, I had to get some, you know, crap just from the basement. This is like old chairs that you don't want to sit in, and we've propped them up to put these mountain half runners on, which I really should have put on this side of the fence because clearly they climb, but they didn't do that well last year, so I didn't think I would need to, and I thought that these were pole beans. So as you can see, all my pole beans are where the bush beans should go, and the bush beans are where the pole beans should go. These are black beans, so I'm going to let them dry. I hope they're black beans. They certainly weren't pole beans, so maybe they will be black beans. But I don't know exactly when to harvest those. They start to look like they're dying, so maybe it'll be soon. And we're still getting lots of stuff off this mountain half runners. That's lemongrass right there. I like tea. And this is catnip. Bees absolutely love this stuff, as do all the other bugs. Look at this guy. And down here I have sweet potatoes. Look at it. It's growing up the Rudbeckia. Got some lemon balm, kind of had some overstock from some seeds that I grew, and my friend says I'm going to have lemon balm here forever, and that's okay. Here's some okra. These are called burgundy okra. The stems and everything are burgundy. Aren't they pretty? But when you cook them, they cook up green. Taste just the same. They're a little bit longer and thinner than what I've got over here, which is Clemson spineless. I've got several of those. Not as many as last year. My husband won't eat okra. He'll even pick it out of a stew. So I have to eat it all by myself. This is my grandson's pumpkin. He helped us plant the pumpkins. This morning I noticed that my pumpkin that was going nice and neatly down the line in between the corn is now busted out of its seams. It'll be interesting to see how far you go